I'm Judy and I'm the running so-and-so, and this is lockdown memories. Lockdown 3.0 day, I've lost count. So I'm wondering about whether to just call it lockdown loiterings. Linger through lockdown with Judy. Anyhow, here we are, trying to make the best of lockdown 3.0 in the UK. As you can see, I now have official lockdown hair. It's far too long, looks dreadful when it's down. I've now got a nice grey line. I'm not going to go grey. I will have it dyed. I refuse to go grey. Anyhow, I have done some filming already this week. It's on the card and I'm not quite certain what it is, but I'll pop it in and I'll do a title page before you see it, because I know that one of the things I did film was going out for a walk a couple of days ago. Well, a run. I went out for a run with Melanie and I went past the Snowdrops. And even on a horrible wet day, because today is raining, our Snowdrops are coming out, and I'll try and zoom in a bit, see if I can do it. You have got this beautiful carpet of white appearing. I've not been down here for a few days. I've been running in the opposite direction, but it is raining today, because even these lovely snowdrops that are at the side of here, side of the path, they're trying to flower. I don't believe it. I'm very naughty. Every time I see somebody else down here, I'm like, don't tread on the snowdrops. Don't tread on the snowdrops. So yes, here we are on day 15, and it is a very, very wet day. But in order to keep the legs good, I need to keep it moving. And dogs need walking. Friends are there to run with. So I'm just walking down to meet Melanie. Now, in the UK, we have had the most atrocious weather. Storm Christoph has hit us with a vengeance. I feel for everybody who is suffering with flooding. Fortunately, I am in an area now where I don't flood. I live a good 5 miles from the nearest river. There is a drainage dike at the There is a drainage dike about 150 metres from my home. That does get high, but it's got a heck of a long way to go before it will overflood. So I'm absolutely fine. I do know what it's like for those people that do live near the river. My last house was literally 100 metres from the river, and it was scary every time the river went up. That river will flood. It won't flood the village, it floods what we call Ingsland. If you remember last week, Rachel was explaining the Ingsland. For those of you that aren't in the UK, Ingsland is designated flooding land, so that when the rivers do burst their banks, they go onto these areas of floodplain, and we pray that everybody will be safe. York is used to it. I showed you during Vlogmas the area of York where it floods and showed you the pub. Well, these storm gates, what they do is they have metal runners down the side of the door, and they put in slot in, but the fastening, oh, I'm really sorry, that's the soup maker making my lunch. It has slots that slot in like this, but the seal here is watertight. It stopped, bless it. I have a lot to talk to you about. Oh, the other thing that I'm going to slot in is the cat. And I've never really introduced you to my cat. My cat is a 15-and-a-half-year-old Norwegian forest cat called Sigmund. Hi, Hannah.
Hello.
I noticed that there was some love towards my cat on the comments recently. Well, I'm going to introduce you properly to Freud. Here he comes. Now, he's coming out of his cat basket because Freud is... He's 15 and a half, and he's quite an old boy. He's suffering from old cat problems. So today, he's been to the vet for a full MOT, and he's going to have some special medicine to help with his back end of his spine, and he's going to have some proper sensitive boy cat food. He is a Norwegian forest cat. He has a very posh name. He's called Meisula Skåkongen. Snow King. And as you can see, my kitchen's a bit of a mess, but Freud, we are so pleased you are home. He was my late husband's cat. David was desperate to have a black and white Norwegian forest cat. We had, at that point, 2 tabby Norwegian forest cats, and when this one became available, We took it. Now, Freud is the only cat that can set off the hob.
Yes. It's the hob.
Are you going to talk to us, Freud?
It's a nightmare.
He's very chatty and very, very affectionate.
Tell you what, come here.
Not allowed to pick him up.
Why not?
Because he's sore on the bottom of his spine. Affection is one thing, picking up is another. Yes. Could you believe that cat is nearly 16? Isn't it quite well?
Kingdom.
That is his kingdom, yes. There he goes. He's got a very fine tail, but the end of his tail, he's losing a little bit of muscle at the bottom, but the vet said it's fine, not to worry about it. Now, the quilt. Now, I'm going to start by, you're only going to see this bit of me. We're going to start by talking about the quilt. Now, I'm pleased to say that I do actually have the fabric now for the bindings for the quilt. So I'm going to fold it over. Should have done this before you came on. So here we go. We have the quilt here. And here is a corner of the quilt. So we have a choice of a standard green. They call it Christmas green. This is Christmas green. And then I got Christmas grunge. Christmas grunge. Christmas green. And then I got grunge metallic. Grunge metallic. Plain green. Put the plain green on. I don't think that's right. I think that's lost very quickly. I'm going to try and get it really into the eye of the camera for you. I think that's lost. Straight away, I think that's lost on it. I know which one I think would look really, really good. So the choices are for your vote. I'm challenging my lovely YouTube subscribers and followers to a vote. You have gold, you have plain, and you have grunge. Gold, plain, or grunge. We have close up with the gold, close up with the green, and a close up with the grunge. Plain and grunge and gold. And there's all, just, there you go, there's the choices. We just pull it out a little bit more. I think I can tell you straight away which one is my favourite. So let's see which one you think is the right one. Now, as I've said to many of you, I'm not a flower arranger, but I have started to occasionally acquire these Freddy's flowers from the internet. And last week I was watching one of his videos and he said how to make your flowers last longer. And he was using a little bud vase. So I thought, hey, that's a brilliant idea. So I have bought some little bud vases on Amazon and I'm going to have a go. There we go. Oh, it's really pretty. Really nice and spring-like. I'm really pleased with that. Really, really pleased. They look totally different. But hopefully I'll get another week out of them. And that's what matters. I'm back at the Amarette dress now, which is what I said I wanted to finish before I carried on or started with anything else. I'm waiting on the quilt. I'm going to think about it for a few days. I think I know which of the finishings I want to use. I've got books coming in all the time for the scrap quilt. The Bonnie Hunter one, I've got a couple of new books and I'll show you those later. But I'm just thinking about how best to do the front lines of the Amarette dress. These are the front panels where it wraps over. And it's a very, very narrow seam that you have to fold over and then narrow hem. So I thought, oh, I wonder if I could use the narrow hem foot on my sewing machine. Now, I have used it very successfully in the past. But as I've said before, whenever I do something new, I do like to do a test. So I'm about to do a test run on it. I've told the machine which number foot it's got on it. I'm just changing my stitch length so it's slightly longer, and I'm going to give it a go. My only concern is getting it to fold over in the right place, and I've ironed a fold in, and I think that if I can get this to work, it could give me the neatest finish for the dress. And I've gone for, because it's more of a decorative stitch now, I've gone for a lighter stitch, more of a contrast stitch to go with this lovely sagey green. You could also read that in that I don't have the right colour matching thread, but I want to get the dress done. So that is my view on things. Now, it is working beautifully, and I can remember the first time I ever used the roll hem foot. It was on the Our Lady of Leisure Pina Colada dress, which I'll pop a picture in. Rachel's made it as well. She got the idea to do that dress from me, and I did it for a Christmas party. What I can say is this is working. Roll hemmers are the craziest things to get working, but as I've said before, you just need to keep persisting. I'm not even going to say practice makes perfect. I'm just going to say persistence makes permanent, because it is persisting and making it work. And I think what I might do is to trim the hem off as I go round. And that, I'm going to show you it now, has absolutely worked perfectly. Oh, there we go. Can you see? It's beautiful. I'm really pleased with that. So I'm going to stick you on time lapse, and you are going to see me trim. And so that will lie beautifully flat when I iron it. But I think this will give me the neatest finish that I could possibly ask for the edge of the dress. I've just been filming this on time lapse, and I'm going to try and film this in real time holding onto the camera, so my apologies for lighting and camera shake. As you saw earlier, I used the hot hemmer to give me a 1.5, and then I've trimmed it back. And because I'm trimming it back, if you just watch it go through, it's going through perfectly. On the fold, I've got it set up and it's actually going through beautifully. Absolutely beautiful. I don't really want to do this for too long because I don't know, I need to focus on the sewing, not on holding the camera. It's going to put you back onto time lapse, but so far. I'm going to start by picking the camera up yesterday morning when I walked through the woods for my little run with Melanie. And we did so well. I've run 3 days on the trot. I did Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Today I've done nothing. It's been so cold. It's been absolutely freezing, apart from going out and having a socially distanced cuppa with the neighbours. I have also cut out the Sheridan sweater, but I've not made it. Now, I did video a lot this morning, but my computer has decided that I'm not allowed to put it on because it just thinks I've done too much in one go. So I'm basically going to cut it. So I am filming my intro again now. So today I'm going to do a little bit more on the Amarette dress. Now, before I can do any more of putting it together, I've actually got to do some ties for the waistline, and the pattern pieces they gave me came out far too small. Just couldn't work with them. So what I have decided to do is to create my own bias binding, and that is what I'm going to put in. From there, I'm going to take on the Gertie Barbie top challenge. The lady had done it in a fairly quick time, and she said that Rachel from Stitched Up could do it in half an hour. I then said, Rachel, are you going to take up the challenge? which she did. And she then produced it in just around 30 minutes. So I thought, oh, I ought to give it a go. Now, at the time of recording, I know my time, but I'm not going to say any more. So that's what's going to follow. The other reason I haven't done that much sewing this week is I've actually done quite a bit of knitting, just as something else to do. Because as I say, needlewomen tend to do all kinds of work with threads and yarns and fibres. So I hope you enjoy the sewing that I'm going to show you now. Good morning, so here we are. These are the rest of the snowdrops all coming through. Can you see them? All coming through. I saw today, this morning, I was watching Anna's Friday video. Oh, look, they're out. And Anna was photographing snowdrops in her garden. I think there's going to be something about snowdrops on this year's vlogs. These little ones here are just getting their flowers out now. Right, Pop? No. So if you just go around to my snowdrop watch ones. I'm just out with one dog this morning. Dog number one was being difficult. Oh, look at that! It's just beautiful. Set off by a lovely dog in a red coat, but there you go. Absolutely just stunning this morning, and the sun shines here. Let me just slow down for you. Oh, I just love them. Can you understand why I love snowdrops now? And look, they've come out. Oh, they are absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I am getting ready for my challenge. As I said earlier, I challenged Rachel to do the Barbie top in 30 minutes, so I thought it was only fair that I too should have a go. So I'm going to set the stopwatch on my phone, if I can get it to do this. I'm not very good at, there it is, there's the clock. And stopwatch. So here it is. I'm going to just tilt my camera around now. So Rachel had everything set up. Let me just check how everything looks. I've got my, ooh, that's a bit wonky camera. Oops, a daisy. I have the cover stitcher just out of shot. Here, ready to lift over. Hopefully you will see it. I will lift up the camera when I'm ready. So I'm going to stop you and put you onto time lapse, and then I will press the start. I have finished the top, and I'm pleased to say that I have finished my top in, hold on a minute, 30 minutes, 19 seconds and 32 milliseconds. Now there was a little catastrophe halfway through in that my camera was jumping and it jumped off the table. And I have cracked my little view screen just in the corner there. But I finished my top and here it is. Isn't it just amazing? I love it. I really love it. I now need to make it with longer sleeves. I'm just going to go through. I can't see it full. I haven't even looked at myself. I'm looking at myself at you at the moment, and I'm really, really pleased. So one successful Barbie top made, and not very much shown on the green dress, but I have been working on it. I had a camera battery problem in the middle of today's filming. It doesn't look as if I've done much sewing today, but I've actually done quite a bit because I've stuck together the Barbie top pattern. I've also stuck together the Sheridan top pattern, which is really good. I did think about starting to make that tonight, but thought, no, I really do want to finish this green dress. I know I've had a diversion with the Barbie top, but there you go. I wanted to show you this binding that I'm making, so I'm going to tilt the camera down and hopefully, ooh, there we go. So what I've done is, and I know I can have bought this from Atelier Brunette direct, but I've put it through my binding maker that I showed you earlier, and it will give me a finish, a narrow string finish binding that I wanted. So I've actually done quite a few of these, are already done now, ready to join together. And I'm going to do that. That's going to be tomorrow's sewing job, and I'm going to start that for the next vlog. It's really hard to know at what point to stop filming, because you can just keep going and keep going and keep going. So I'm actually going to say I'm going to stop, because it's actually been a complete week since I recorded and uploaded a video. So I'm actually going to upload it. I don't know what I'm going to call it. I know I mentioned earlier in the video Judy's lockdown loiterings, or linger through lockdown with Judy. I've not got a... If you're new, thank you so much for subscribing and welcome aboard. If you haven't subscribed yet, give me a quick like and give me a subscribe, because I'm going to do a giveaway when I get to 1,000 subscribers, and it's getting closer by the day. So thank you ever so much for staying with me, and I'll see you all very soon. Take care. Bye bye.